Hello and welcome back to Chasing the Target. We'll be reviewing day two of the test match between India and Australia, the fourth test match, the deciding test match. And Australia ended up with 480, a magnificent innings, a marathon by Usman Khawaja scoring 180, and followed by Cameron Green, who also scored 114. It was an incredible partnership, lasting around 200 runs, I think. It was. Cameron Green, who was the aggressor, Usman Khawaja was the patient guy. If you see, Khawaja consumed 422 deliveries. That was, I think, 100 more than his innings in Dubai, on that final day against Pakistan, I think a few years ago. So, a really, really good performance from Usman Khawaja. Like he passed the attritional test, the test of patience, the test of spin, everything that he conquered. And he'll be up there now in terms of Australian batters, because this is a series defining innings, a series defining partnership as well. Then I think India fought back well. Ravi Ashwin, he's picked up 6 wickets. Overall in the innings, he bowled pretty well on this pitch. But I think when they were 400 for 8, that's when India should have really wrapped it up. 80 runs too much, I think, from India's perspective. Now it looks like this game might be either a draw or Australia might win. I felt, at 400 for 8, if you got them all out for 410, 415, then India could have scored 650 and actually win the game. There's still a chance to win the game, but it's very difficult in that sense. So I think poor bowling against the tail. People might remember the Khawaja innings, Cameron Green innings, but you can't forget Todd Murphy and Nathan Lyon putting up like a 70-80 run partnership, and that's where again India made a mistake. I know you got a bit tired and it was hot and everything like that, but you have to finish off innings. It's going to cost you a lot, because the way India batted today, the 36 for 0, I think they batted brilliantly. That could have easily been 100 for 0 if they got Australia out quicker, and unfortunately that didn't happen. And let's see, another good day all round for Test cricket. Yeah, it was attritional. It depends how you look at it. For me, I prefer the rank turners in Indian conditions. But yes, I think it was a good day. If you see. Khawaja and Cameron Green dominated the first session. Then Ashwin came back and he bowled really well in that second session. Third session, it was the tailenders who batted pretty good. So yeah, it was a bit topsy-turvy and it was a good cricket. Boring captaincy. Australia, if they wanted, they could have scored 600 as well. They played shots to get quick runs. यहाँ पर ये ऐसी captaincy कर रहा है तो overseas तो dead कर देगा. I think honestly, when Todd Murphy and Lyon were batting, they weren't really getting quick runs. If you see, the run rate was actually in check. It was difficult to get wickets on this pitch, but they should have bowling should have been better. Yes, captaincy, I agree. At times he made mistakes. Now, you can't blame the pitch, you can't blame anything. You have to look at the Indian team. You've changed captains, you've changed pitches, you changed grounds. They have to look at their own skill now, and they have to improve on that skill. Otherwise, they're going to always have excuses, whether it's the captaincy, whether it's the thing. But on the day, I felt that they should have they came back into the game. 400 for 8, I think the game was on. 415, 420, you get them all out, and it would have been good for the Indian batters actually. Doesn't know who to bowl when. 35 overs के बाद ball reverse नहीं होता. At least 50 overs के बाद Umesh and Shami बनता था. He got Umesh and he got smack short ball ploy नहीं करा use. Look, on this wicket, I'll be very honest with you, it is difficult. It's difficult for the balls. The ball wasn't turning. Umesh Yadav was poor. I agree. He should have put a bit more effort. But whatever you tried as a captain, there's not much you're going to do. You see Rohit Sharma's captaincy in the last 3 tests. Actually, he captained well. He got Umesh on at the correct time in the last test match. He got the spinners on. He rotated them well. And they did win the first 2 test matches. So we can't forget that. On this pitch, I just feel that Australia batted really well. You have to give credit to Khawaja and Cameron Green where it's due. And then from India's point of view, yes, I think they just got tired. They didn't persist enough. They didn't show as much energy in the field as well. It was kind of lacking. Yes, you can blame captaincy here and there, but that's not the whole. I think it's not that's not the whole point of this whole thing. I think India as a whole were a bit poor in this innings, and also the wicket was not favoring them. Bavuma 163 not out, playing career-defining innings, incredible innings. I was just looking at the score, the 274 for 6. I think at one stage South Africa were reeling. They were 30 for 4 or 35 for 4, something like that. And Bavuma stepped up, scored 165 of 268. He's still not out. Incredible innings on a tough pitch where Alzari Joseph and the boys were actually getting the ball to rip. This guy comes in and plays a career-defining captain's knock, and this is why South Africa have entrusted the captaincy, have entrusted him as a player. for so long, and they've backed him. He has the talent, and he's showing it right now. And it's a tough pitch. It's not easy to bat on. So hats off to Bavuma. Even if you look at the WPL, I think RCB getting a bit stuck after a good start. Elisa Perry was batting when I last checked, the 123 for 5. She's on 52. But yeah, they did lose a few wickets. And then if you're looking at the PSL, Peshawar Zalmi 134 for 1 in 11.4, and Bawar is still batting there, 72 of 37. That strike rate is increasing day by day for Bawar Azam. But yeah, coming back to the India Test match, I think that you'll see the third day will be pretty flat as well. Australia might get a few wickets here and there depending on the shots that India play, but I think India will probably get to 350, 360 by the end of tomorrow. It's still a very good pitch to bat on. It will deteriorate. Well, I'm guessing day 4, 5 will deteriorate a bit. Right now, it's good wicket. If you saw the way India batted as well, it was it looked like the ball was coming on nicely. I did not see the ball pass the bat, like in terms of like beating the outside edge or the inside edge or anything like that. तो उस हिसाब से अभी विकेट अच्छी है बैटिंग करने के लिए. India can try to get to that Australia total, get close to it at least. Like Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma are set now. They can look to play a big innings. You have to take a leaf out of the Khwaja and Cameron Green book. I think one player needs to be a bit solid and stay there. If that means consuming deliveries, that's fine. And then the other one can attack. But I also think that India won't take as many deliveries as Australia did. They understand these conditions a bit more, and they probably will still try to push for a win. So if that's the case, they might play some high risk cricket after they're set tomorrow. Of course, they're already have a good start, but like getting in, understanding the conditions early in the morning, and then if they get a few quick runs, they'll probably one of them might accelerate. 69 for 4 at lunch. Then Bavuma and Mulder, and now Bavuma and Harmer have put 2 good partnerships together, excellent partnerships, and South Africa are in the driving seat in that Test match, and I feel that they will probably win it. And hats off to Bavuma, man. That's an incredible innings. Scoring 150, still batting, and I can't wait to go back and see that innings again, because I watched bits of it, but like on that kind of pitch against that bowling attack is pretty good as well, the West Indies bowling attack. So hats off to Bavuma there. So I was saying from India's point of view, it's about just trying to get to that Australia score now, try to score as many runs as possible. Virat Kohli 100, Rohit Sharma double 100, Pujara 100. That's what they need to basically get in the big scores. If India lose wickets and are put under pressure and Australia get any sort of lead, and if India don't bat the day tomorrow, then they're in trouble. They have to bat the day. I think they will bat the day, and they'll probably bat a lot of day 4 as well. If they don't, then Australia have a very, very good chance. Again, with Australia, the problem is, like, yes, Nathan Lyon is there. He's outstanding. But, this pitch, as we saw, like Ashwin had to toil as well. He did pick up 6 wickets, but it took him a long time. And for Lyon, it might be the same. And then the other 2 spinners are even less experienced, right? Koeman and Todd Murphy. So they have the work cut out. It won't be that easy for them either. Yes, they won the toss. They have the advantage of the toss, but right now I think the pitch will hold up a bit one more day, and then let's see what happens. You also have to say that everybody talking about the pitch and everything, you wanted this pitch. A lot of the people wanted a pitch like this where there's something in it for the batters, the bowlers, and everything, but it's always going to be risky. It becomes toss dependent. What was happening before, it was less toss dependent, although some of my friends think it was, but it was less. The toss was out of the equation here. Whoever bats first will have definitely an advantage going into the Test match. Abusing Simon Dool and his dead mother for criticizing Babar on taking time to score his selfish 100. Oh, great Pakistan fans, Ghanteka fans can't abuse someone for doing this job. I have not read into that. I mean, you shouldn't be abusing anybody, but I have not read into that. But I know that what Simon Dool said on air, I was watching the game live, so I remember him talking about Babar Azam like that. And yes, I agree, that should not happen. It happens in even in India. Like I remember Mohammad Shami was attacked as well, after they lost that match against Pakistan. Both sets of fans kind of crossed the line, and they shouldn't be doing that, and it's unacceptable to abuse somebody like that. You should focus on the cricket. Do you think India could have played Kuldeep on this pitch in place of Aksar? Yes, I think they could have, because it is a better batting pitch. Kuldeep could have also contributed with the bat, and more importantly, he would probably get you more breakthroughs with the ball. The Indian mindset right now is that they want to, after I think they got scarred after that last game, and now they just want to bulk that batting and make sure they outbat Australia. Before it was out-bowl Australia. Now it's trying to out-bat Australia, and that's why they went with Aksar. But I agree. I think I would have put a Kuldeep Yadav there. I think on this pitch he would have still created more wicket-taking opportunities. If you notice that in the last 2 days, like India didn't really create that many wicket-taking opportunities. There are not many drop catches. Yes, KS Bharat dropped a couple. I remember on the first day he dropped early in the morning, but there weren't as many chances created. Even in the last partnership between Todd Murphy and Lyon, when the tailender is batting, normally they give you chances. They weren't giving that many chances. It was actually Todd Murphy is a very good batter. He took me by surprise. I did some research, and he has 100 in club cricket as well. I think against Rochester. That was in 2016-17. Of course, that wasn't professional cricket, but yeah, in club cricket he has 100, and he batted really well. I was very impressed with the way he batted. Yeah, the pitch did not give much. I think they didn't give much to the bowlers. India tried. One thing that they did was the good thing that they did was they kept the run rate in check. But yeah, when you have the tail in, you need Umesh and Shami to be better, and bowl those Yorkers. Even the spinners, I think they could have got them out if they just bowled a bit better. They just didn't bowl to the accordingly, and they got frustrated. They got tired and frustrated. You could easily see India will score more than Australia. It's possible. I believe that. I think India might get to 600, but that's the thing. That's still a big if. There's still a long way behind in the game. They're, I think, 440 runs behind. So thoda to mushkil रहेगा. लेकिन I think with the way the wicket has played out so far, it looks like a good batting pitch. So India have a chance to stay in the game, but whether they're winning it, it's a long shot. Hanji Janab.
भाईजान बाबर क्या कर रहा वहां पे वही देख लेते बढ़ गया था मैं सॉरी बाबर खेलेंगे स्ट्राइक रेट का कौन बोल रहे थे कल स्ट्राइक रेट भी आ गई भाई बाबर भाई 39 बॉल्स ओ मां क्या स्कोर है पेशावर
अभी आउट हो गया शायद नहीं या is that no yes that's out
yeah he got out
नजर लगा दिए तो
अरे भाई मजा आ गई अरे भाई 12 ओवर्स में 145 150 मैन दे गोइंग क्रेजी पेशावर
बाबर का स्ट्राइक रेट कितना है बताओ
139 या कुछ ऐसा ही है फिर
187
ओह मैं तो कम करके बोला देखो
187 है बाबर का स्ट्राइक रेट अस्सलाम
वालेकुम बहुत दिनों के बाद दिख रहे हैं आजम भाई
Australia batted 167 overs and no one hit a single six. This shows that what the mindset just tired Indian batsmen and at least aim for a draw. Yeah, like the thing is for Australia, I don't think they're aiming for a draw. It's just like not getting out. That was their mindset. If you saw Usman Khwaja's interview yesterday, Fez talked about it, and then I went and watched it after. His main intention was keep high wicket nahi dena is pe. We can't let India through over here. We need to build a certain innings score. Now they can put pressure. Again, it's going to be difficult for Australia also to get India all out because the pitch is still good from what I can see. Tomorrow, I think it'll hold up as well. So it won't be easy for them. But now they're in a good position. I don't think Australia can lose from this position. You never know in cricket. And I'm hoping that India, score 700 and then put pressure on Australia on the last day. Right now, Australia are actually in a very good position. The intent with they play with, I don't think India would play with that intent. They'll be much more positive. The score, you already saw Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma. Shubman Gill aage बढ़ के भी छक्का मारा. They're going to be more aggressive, India. But Australia's main thing was keep high wicket nahi dena is pe, and then we'll score runs. And I think it was a good combination between Usman Khwaja and Cameron Green.
I think also the reason why they're playing like that is because the pitch condition obviously changed, right? Like agar Australia 280 या इस पे out हो गया, India can cover that up, make a 600 and then ask them to bat again and get them all out. So I mean वो situation में you have to put a price on your wicket. You have to play safer than a rank turner because अगर आप अच्छी बड़ी पारी नहीं खेले यहाँ पे that could also be a back sort of shoot you in the back because आप कने कुछ fall behind नहीं रहेगा इंडिया जल्दी जिस तरीके से खेल रहे already 36 or something they look like they're in an aggressive mode right now. A couple of shots by Shubman Gill, man, that punch that he had, that was a beautiful shot. So I think मेरे हिसाब से ये भी important है and that's why Usman Khwaja and Cameron Green got it right. Despite Cameron Green जिस तरीके से out हुआ, it was very bad. And then again Australia had that एक wicket के बाद 3 wicket directly चले गए उनके, फिर start चले गया, फिर but then again we're coming back to the days of the tail making a 50-run partnership.
Tail मार करके रख दी भाई Indian cricket fans Indian cricket को like since 2000 man I'm कब से कि देख रहा हूँ मैं तो but I've been watching test cricket regularly recently and every time the tail comes and screws the hell out of India and again it happened. भाई 2 विकेट थे यार 400 पे ऑल आउट कर दो आप अभी 100 पर नो लॉस रह सकते थे. आई थिंक वहीं पे प्रॉब्लम हो गया. वहां पे आप फटीग बोल दो जो भी बोल दो बट प्लेइंग इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट यू नीड टू बी ऑन टॉप ऑफ योर गेम मैन. आई वाज डिसअपॉइंटेड कि टेल खत्म नहीं करे.
Yeah, 100%. Or I mean,
बाबर 73 पे गया जी, हाँ जी, हम लोग जब फैज आए जब भी आउट हुए बाबर भाई, वो नजर लग गई।
Bobby, baby, Bobby, it's too good, bro.
और
Uh,
तीन छक्के मार दिया अभी हारिस। ओहो,
hmm,
एक ही क्वार्टरल मैन, दिस गाय ब्रो, द सेम गाय टिवाटिया हिट फॉर 5 6s।
hmm.
दिस इज क्रेजी मैन, बट या सॉरी
So
फैज, आप बोलते हैं।
yeah, मैं वही है कि I mean now we've got 480 on the board, which we discussed would be the ideal score for this kind of pitch. And do you? I mean, towards the end we saw a little bit of spin. It was odd ball spinning and getting the wickets and stuff. Though I think Australia gave their wickets rather than India got them. That sweep shot by Cameron Green was totally uncalled for. I mean, कोई जरूरत नहीं थी उसकी. I just think he went into aggression mode after getting his 100 and decided, okay, boy, let's accelerate. Try to get 500 faster than what is, because second session बहुत slow कर दिए थे. Again, if you remember, they got like what 62 runs or something. Yeah, अरे 50 मीटर बाउंड्री फिट हुआ. आशीष हर जगह ये डिस्प्ले में डाल दे रहा है 50 मीटर बाउंड्री PSL में. भाई वहां 50 मीटर बाउंड्री में तुम्हारी स्मृति आउट हो गया यार, फिर क्या करोगे तुम? स्मृति कुछ नहीं कर रहे यार, वो बैगन में मिला दी पूरा
वो भी
आरसीबी
वो छोटा
आरसीबी.
ग्राउंड है सीसीआई वाला।
Yeah, nobody. I think RCB को ban कर देना अब IPL से. Like, there's no point of supporting these guys, man.
More than tiring, the Indian team, I feel Australia wanted to wait for the pitch to deteriorate. Yeah, it was that. Like, of course, I think the main goal is for the pitch to deteriorate and then get those wickets. And in the meantime, the way they batted, it was tiring India. You could see the fatigue set in, especially when Nathan and Todd Murphy were batting. And Todd Murphy really impressed me, man, Faz. I didn't
Yeah,
know
he
he could
was
bat
very
like
good.
this. I did some research on him, and he has the club cricket 100. Like, I think against Rochester, the जो league club level पे 2016-17 में मारा था. तो after that, I'm like, oh, okay, I had no clue. मैं समझा पहले 2-3 बॉल में निकाल देते उसको. That's how you always have to do your homework, man. I didn't do my homework on
उसके
this.
उसके फैन को देखे तुम in the stadium, उसका एक डबल पूरा कलर मार के आ गया था.
कलर
So
मार
yeah,
के
it was a
पूरा
good.
नॉट आउट बोल रहा था रिव्यू पे.
Yeah, so I think overall, from Australia's perspective, 480 good, but they need to pick up quick wickets. Like
The man
Shubman
have
Gill
been
wrote,
ready, bro. The captain, the triple hundred incoming, baby.
Inshallah, inshallah. I hope, man. If Rohit gets a triple hundred on this ground, it's possible actually. It is possible. You never know.
Again, the
Uh,
thing what I want to see is that Australia also took a lot of time, right? Now India will play more aggressively. Will that mean Australia will take wickets and put pressure as well? That could be true too, right? So that's what I want to see. I cannot judge until I see the whole game tomorrow. Then we'll
hmm,
probably have a better idea, because that's the right now it's that it's either India is going to smash as well, or India in search
correct.
of runs they're going to
Hmm.
also lose wickets, and then pressure will build, and they might collapse. That's also an option.
Yeah, I think I just feel like India will be able to sustain because the pitch is also like still not cracked yet. अब कल अगर because गर्मी तो थी throughout the day, was like
हाँ,
very
अभी
hot and
तक तो नहीं हुआ.
exhausting.
Yeah.
But towards the end, like I messaged you also, odd delivery spin हो रही है. Do you think अभी शुरू होने वाला है, थोड़े cracks
वो
पड़ने
ठीक है,
वाले हैं?
लाइक वो तो होगा, कल भी थोड़ा होगा, बट आई थिंक 4 और 5 जब बहुत ज्यादा टर्न होने वाला है. दैट्स जस्ट व्हाट आई एम अज्यूमिंग.
And that is where you want India to have a good defend, like 600 total, right? So that at least
Yeah,
200 in
that's
the bank.
600, bro. That's why 400 पे अलॉट करना था, 600 मारना था, 200 का लीड जीत जाते थे इंडिया. 480 थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया स्कोर.
That's why I think इसलिए भी जल्दी जल्दी मारने के, I mean considering 10 overs थे, they still managed to get 36. It's decent, you know. The way they're going about it, but just not get excited and get out. वो फिर फर्स्ट ओवर में रोहित शर्मा के पैड को लगते कि परेशान हो गया. बोला अरे Stephen came running, he came running and he's like करूँ क्या review, but yeah, luckily it was
What I
not
was
out.
expecting that start from India. I was not expecting anything different. I felt that they आराम से
Aggressive.
खेलेंगे,
Yeah.
सुकून से खेलेंगे, shots आएंगे, ball बल्ले पे आएगा, और फिर these guys will get some runs as well. And nothing really beat the bat. Not much apart from that LBW shot, which was like
Yeah, nothing
going
scary. Yeah,
around, like
nothing
there's
scary
nothing
or
scary.
frightening yet. But also, like, you have to think tomorrow Australia will also come fresher. I mean, they were at least fresher when compared, but like Cameron Green and also had a hefty innings up yesterday. So, कल देखना पड़ेगा how they think it. India, just hope we don't lose wickets, man. That's the only thing. If we lose wickets, Virat Kohli doesn't fire, then it'll be too much pressure on 4, 5, 6, or 5, 6, 7 who've been
I
carrying
think
us
अय्यर
for.
भी मार देगा 100 कल, ऐसा दिख रहा है मेरे को,
मार
या कल
सकता
या
मार
परसों.
सकता actually. But that was a good catch by Iyer also, right? To dismiss
Yeah.
Stark, जबरदस्त पकड़ा उन्हें.
Me and Bharat had some conversation after that. I think there's some plan about it. I don't know, but they सेलिब्रेटेड टुगेदर। टॉड मर्फी की इनिंग्स इंडिया के लिए बहुत परेशानी क्रिएट करेगी। बिल्कुल यारो, मैं सहमत हूँ 100%। आई थिंक वहां पे इंडिया को इशू हो गया। वो जो स्टैंड था लायन और टॉड मर्फी के बीच में, वो बहुत खतरनाक स्टैंड था और बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग था और नहीं होना चाहिए था। आप लाइक सीरीज ऑन द लाइन, आपको जीतना है मैच, यू नीड टू गो फॉर द किल एंड इंडिया जस्ट डिडंट मैन। दे बोल्ड वेरी पोरली इन दैट स्टेट एंड आल्सो ऑफ कोर्स या द विकेट वाज फ्लैट। आप इतना तक आगे 8 डाउन कर दिए थे तो ख्वाजा 400 बॉल खेला, उसको आउट कर दिया भाई। ये टेस्ट का पता नहीं, बट लाइव टेस्ट ले रही है। आई डोंट वरी, आप एक महीने में
भाई
आपकी टीम
बहुत डीप चले गए। विद एवरी हार्डशिप कम्स ईज बोल देना, अब क्या बोल सकते
Come on, Sunrisers. I can't believe Multan left Miller out of the 11 for Quatra. Multan, I don't know what they're doing, man. They still need to win to qualify. They haven't qualified yet. They're acting like they've already qualified, I think. I don't think they've qualified, right?
They're still there in the mix, Quetta and so it's between
Both of
Peshawar.
these, yeah. Peshawar, Multan, and Quetta. I'm not able to understand why Australia mindset is towards a draw, because a draw will lose them the series. I don't think it's towards a draw. I think first they're trying to eliminate a loss and then they're going to go for the win. And also you have to understand, like, for Australia, like, just look at the series so far. They lost the first two games, then they lost half their team. Then Cameron Green came back and they won that last test match. And now it's just about trying to negate a loss, and then they can still go for the victory. I don't think their mindset is to draw the game.
I think the mindset, I think the mindset will start. You will start understand the mindset after India's batting orders. You can't make any assessment right now
But
because
I don't think Australia, the way they are built, they never look to draw.
Never,
If they
never
draw,
look to draw,
it'll come to draw. It could come to a draw because of the pitch or the natural conditions or whatever. But or the way India bat. Lekin I don't think Australia's mindset is to draw the game. They were Khwaja, if that was the case, you would have seen them. I don't know, bat even more. Bad or even more slowly, or I don't know, but I think it was. I don't think the mindset was to draw. I'll be very honest with you. I think the pitch kind of in the beginning it wasn't as easy. They had to understand the pitch, and then they just wanted to make sure they don't lose the game, and then they can push for the victory.
And also probably just looking at a suitable time where maybe they are seeing कि थोड़ा बहुत turn होना शुरू हो रहा है. Maybe उतने तक रुके रहे थे or something like that to give India a difficult business batting. तो इस हिसाब से अगर अपन देख रहे हैं, that's a good call. And see, Australia have nothing to lose for technically, right? I mean, they have the series to lose, but WTC में already है. अगर ना इंडिया को रोकना चाह रहे, then they can just if we get India all out in 300, 350, have 130 on the board, play baseball type of cricket, बेहतरीन अपना टोटल निकाल सकते हैं भाई.
ये भी है कि देखो आप ख्वाजा और कैमरन ग्रीन, अगर वो टाइम पे क्या स्कोर था 170 for 4, वहां टाइम पे अगर विकेट चले गई थी 170 for 5 हो गया, then you're going towards that tail and then maybe you won't get to 480. Also, I think if Australia got between 350 to 400, India would be in a winning position. Australia know that as well because it's a good batting wicket. But now it's they've got those extra 80 runs, and I think that they're in a good position. They can push for a win as well. Do you think Murphy Koeman get IPL if they perform like Zampa in limited overs? If they perform like him, but will they perform like him? I don't know. Like if they will, Nathan Lyon himself is not a great limited overs. You don't see him in the IPL either. Zampa is, I think he's an outstanding white ball bowler, probably one of the best in the world. Him, Rashid Khan, Adil Rashid, and Hasaranga. These guys are great white ball bowlers right now, and he's right up there, man. Zampa is doing a very good job for them.
Yeah, just sad he's not getting a lot of time with Australia, right? So recently
नहीं, वो तो टेस्ट क्रिकेट में नहीं लेते उसको, वनडे में तो रहता भाई, हर सीरीज में रहता, वनडे में he's there all the time.
But he was also good in the BBL, right? So IPL maybe who's he playing for? I forgot for IPL who's he playing for.
RCB, right?
I think Bangalore. I think it's Bangalore. So yeah, it's a good shout, but overall देखना पड़ेगा. Day 3 now, India need to bat a little faster. I think Day 3 अगर अपन देख रहे हैं and then India bat faster, get to a by the end of the session, maybe if they're able to get to a 300, 350, then at least Day 4 तक कुछ करा के अगर रैंक टर्न शुरू हो गया फिर देखना पड़ेगा, because अभी कल आराम से बैट नहीं कर सकते. I feel if you take time batting, then it'll be just you're heading for a draw. And then वहाँ श्रीलंका को अगर आप देख रहे हैं, they're already 5 wickets, न्यूजीलैंड को ले लिए 5 wickets, so it's getting a little
उस पे आने वाला था. Like these are going to be very nervous. Next week is going to be very nervous because if India don't win this test match and Sri Lanka win The first test match, the second test match, all eyes will be on that. It won't be in your hands और बहुत परेशानी होने वाली है. Man, the way Kumara bowled Fernando as well, Ashita Fernando, they both bowled really well
Lahiro,
today.
baby. I told you, Lahiro, man. कोई बोले थे injure होते जाता उन्हें. Lahiro is too good, man.
Yeah, no, he does break down, but right now he hasn't broken down yet, and he's bowled pretty well. All the Sri Lankan bowlers, in fact, I think, except for Angelo Matthews and Jayasuriya, everybody like were on point. They're very disciplined, and they're putting pressure on New Zealand. Man, 5 wickets down, and what they trailed by how many runs? 193. Oh, Sri Lanka on top, man.
Yeah, that's what. And speaking of discipline, how do you see Umesh Yadav's spell, man? Umesh Yadav थोड़ा disappointing, leaked a lot of runs.
मैं बोला था
do you think वो मेरिट पे खाली वो 3 विकेट लिया सो मेरिट पे ले लिया
मैं बोला था तुम 3 विकेट तुम भी मेरिट पे उसको पिक कर रही थी मैं बोला मत करो उसको 3 विकेट पे लेट सिराज एंड शमी बोल आई वाज डिसअपॉइंटेड इन जस्ट द एफर्ट इवन यस्टरडे मैन लाइक उसके एक आध शॉर्ट बॉल लगा उसके बाद तो ही इज बॉलिंग लाइक 130 133 आई वाज नॉट इम्प्रेस्ड विद उमेश यादव बट अगेन यू नो लाइक द विकेट वाज flat as well so yeah but on these kind of pitches that's where Siraj is effective in my opinion. And hindsight, everything looks correct or like wrong or whatever it is. So we can't really. I'm not going to go dwell into it too much. But yes, Umesh was very disappointing. Ashwin, man, 6 wickets. That's why you keep taking him in fantasy. You keep
no wicket. Not anyway. No wicket is too flat for Ashwin. I think कहीं ना कहीं से निकाल लेता है. And he just tries different things. That's what I like about him. कुछ तो भी ना अलग करते रहता around the wicket, over the wicket. You know, फिंगर से करता स्पिन कुछ तो भी चेंज कर लेते रहता
देखो रैंक रन नहीं था फिर भी 6 निकाल लिया उन्हें एंड यू आर राइट उसकी वेरिएशंस बहुत जबरदस्त है कुछ ना कुछ ट्राई करते रहता उन्हें आई हैव सीन अश्विन लाइक अब्रॉड आल्सो स्ट्रगलिंग बट ही इज इंप्रूव्ड ऑन दैट इफ यू रिमेंबर द लास्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज एंड नाउ एज वेल लाइक ऑन अ फ्लैट पिच ही पिक्ड अप 6 विकेट्स अब लोग जो बोलते थे कि भाई इमेजिन हरभजन कुंबले bowling on these surfaces they would be so many more wickets no but I also argue that Ashwin has been very skillful on this kind of wickets where it's not assisting him 6 विकेट लिया भाई मजाक है 6 विकेट एक इनिंग में on a non ranked runner on the
and you expect someone like an Akshar Patel or a Jadeja to pick these wickets, right? Like I mean, it is like flat, but they're just not getting anything out of it.
That's where I don't expect them. This is where I don't expect them because मैं बताता हूँ क्यों. This is why I wanted Kuldeep Yadav to play. I think someone also mentioned in the chat earlier, and I agreed with that. Is because on these kind of wickets, because they're orthodox spinners, they're not going to get as much turn. Yes, on turning pitches, because it's coming quick and it's going to turn, obviously the pitch is assisting you, then they become lethal. But on these kind of pitches, someone like Kuldeep Yadav who will create that turn, who will get the ball to rip, he will be more effective. Akshar and Jadeja, like I was not expecting them to get wickets on a flat wicket. I didn't know the wicket was not flat. So but now that I've seen it, as soon as I saw the wicket on the first day, I'm like, yeah, these two are not going to work initially. Maybe in the last innings, but not right now. And that's why Kuldeep Yadav should have played. They got that team selection wrong.
Interesting, but yeah, Umesh Yadav was a bad call maybe. New Zealand have avoided the follow on.
I think they pissed off. They didn't want to avoid follow on. They probably wanted to enforce the follow on New Zealand themselves because that's what England did, remember, and New Zealand won the game over there. So I don't think they're worried about the follow-on. But yes, they have avoided it, but still there's a big deficit there. I think Daryl Mitchell is batting right now. So he needs to play a big innings along with Michael Bracewell. It's both of them. After that, it's Tim Southee and the bowler. So there's not much batting to come. A lot relies on this partnership. And they're under the cosh right now, New Zealand. It's not that comfortable. It's not comfortable for India either because India need New Zealand to win.
But speaking of like big innings and stuff, Temba Bavuma 171, the captain has come out, man. He saved
us. That's the first comment Ibrahim Bhai sent me. First or second comment that the 60 career-defining knock. Excellent innings, man, on a tough pitch.
That's too good. Yeah. And you know, considering everybody was getting out one by one, I think what they were like, they lost 5 wickets or something. And उसके बाद से जो उन्हें लेके चला, him and Mulder, man, these two guys अच्छी partnership बनाते गए and they're in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, South Africa is going to win this test match. They're going to win this test match, and incredible, man, because there's a lot of pressure on Bavuma, and to produce innings like that, he's the standout performer. Everybody else was struggling. They were like 60 for 4, and he came out and scored 100 like that, leading from the front. Great innings, man. Really good, gutsy performance from Bavuma. Man. Also, Fez, you know, we were talking about the short boundaries and everything. 50 meters, flat pitches in the PSL. Did you see Rashid Khan's spell yesterday? I was starstruck or whatever, man. It was too good, that spell, bro, yesterday. On considering he takes the pitch out of the equation, takes the boundary out of the equation. just him and the wickets, man. And I think one of the deliveries he pitched to middle stump, it turned just slightly and smashed into the off stump. Rashid Khan is a phenomenal bowler, man. I don't know why
And that
surprises.
and that basically explains your concept of having Kuldeep Yadav in the squad, right? Like because he's also a leg spinner, Rashid Khan. The googlies that this guy pose, man, he's just too good. Even he's been playing a lot of cricket in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, right? That's their home, Afghanistan's home, and he's just something else. He'll make a wicket out of something, out of nothing, also rather. But yeah, they got 4 overs, like yeah,
Yeah.
21 runs, 4 wickets or something. So yeah, man, that guy's
वो
something.
भी छोटे ग्राउंड पे भाई, छोटे ग्राउंड पे फ्लैट पिच था वो भी,
Flat
लाइक
pitch.
ही बोल सकता
It's not like he's played for RCB that Chinnaswamy में आप defend करके he's playing and Rajiv Gandhi baby he knows बड़े
था.
ground बड़े ground में कैसे डालना है. I mean he's a champion.
मगर
He's a champion. Mentality बहुत जबरदस्त है उसकी. And he's what 23, 24 man. That's it.
in 2018 he was how much? He was 19 years old, I think. So yeah, he's like 20. Yeah,
3.
24, 23, 24. Would be better if Sky comes for Umesh, because you know what Sky does on this pitch, and make Akshar bowl some extra overs. No, I think they should have got Kuldeep in. And
Yeah.
for Umesh Yadav, I don't think you need to play the extra batter in this kind of pitch. Maybe that's an option you want to. It's definitely an option that you go with that extra batter and then you get Akshar to bowl. But I think you need extra bowlers on this pitch rather
But
than
I
that.
think Saibai's point is more relevant to the pitch more than like bowling option. I think you just think pitch specific agar flat hits easier to bat on than bowl,
Then
and
why
then
would you
maybe
play
you
the
could.
extra batter then?
Hmm?
Then why would you play the extra batter if it's flat? You don't need to.
Faster runs, right? Like अगर Sky आके जब
No, you
जल्दी
need the extra bowler to get you the wickets on a flatter wicket. You don't need the extra batter. You need the extra batter when the conditions are tough. Why would you already when the top order is getting runs when it's easier? Why do you need extra cushion over there? You don't need extra cushion for the push in, bro. You need that extra cushion when it's challenging conditions. समझ रहे मेरी बात? I hope
बट
you
वैसे
understood that.
बट
Okay.
वैसे भी अक्सर अब ये लाइक हर बैटिंग तो है
Bugs,
अक्सर
there's
जैसे यार
okay in
अगर
bugs.
अगर इन लोगों की बैटिंग नहीं रहती तो मे बी इट वुड हैव बीन अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी इफ अक्सर और
यारो
जडेजा
ऐसे
बोल
पिच पे देखो, फर्स्ट यू हैव टू गो विद एक्स्ट्रा बॉलर, यू हैव टू, बिकॉज यू नीड लाइक मर जाते थे 4 बॉलर के साथ भाई, 400 छोड़ो, दोनों लोग 700 मार देते थे. यू हैव टू गो विद दैट एक्स्ट्रा बॉलर, यू नीड दैट ब्रेक इन बिटवीन आल्सो. Yeah, it's just a different avenue to get wickets also. If you just go with 4 in the thing, उन लोग ठोक ठोक के मार देते 700 800. Rabada has a back or groin injury, so might not bowl when South Africa come out to bowl, so this Bavuma innings is even more important. Yeah, man. But even without Rabada, I know that's a 1 bowler short, but I think South Africa would defend.
good to, yeah 100%. I mean there have been 356 की लीड है यार मजाक है तो
Khwaja कैसा खेला?
बहुत आला खेला यार. He played superb यार. वो पेशेंस कैसा यार उन्हें 400 कितने balls के 450 balls or something
It's
man.
the highest. It's 100 more than that Dubai innings against
Dubai innings,
Pakistan.
yeah. Who was that? Steve Smith. Steve Smith भी test में he had like 371 की knock or something balls wise.
Yeah, balls.
So yeah, balls wise.
Yeah,
he was-
immense concentration. And you know, a guy like I've been reading Khwaja articles for the last 2-3 days, and a guy who was basically said you can't play spin, you don't know how to play spin, and who was dropped. And yes, he did struggle against spin at times. To come back like this to work on his game, he went not only on Australia tours on the bench, but he also went Australia A tours. He tried to improve his game, and he's worked on his weaknesses, and now he's playing spin easily. He's Australia's best batter on this tour. Who would have thought? Everyone said Labuschagne and Smith, but it's Usman Khwaja from the top, like showing that like it's not just in Australian conditions. I can play in any conditions, and just the storyline, the Usman Khwaja storyline is something that
they put up an interesting stat during the game. They said like 2015, 16, 12 or 13. One of the things is he got like only 200 to 300 runs in the subcontinent, and now it's like 800 or something. So that's how he's increased, man, by a lot, and it's sensational the way, and he managed to इसका जो इंस्टिंक्ट है जो इंस्टिंक्टिव है टू कम आउट या स्वीप मारना ये सब कंट्रोल करा 450 बॉल के लिए, एंड वो बहुत बड़ी चीज है यार, टू कंट्रोल योरसेल्फ एंड प्ले डिफेंसिवली, नॉट गो फॉर द स्वीप शॉट, not come out and get frustrated and hit, just keep the scoreboard ticking. And yeah man, these are the kind of concentration levels that you need to actually have in a test match.
Yeah, India's batting is not confident enough to drop Kuldeep. Akshar is not only extra batter, he's the second highest run scorer for India as well. Yeah, like he's done really good with the bat. But like on this pitch, Your top order has to perform. They're not going to perform now. Then there's no way they're going to perform any other time. And
And
to
on
you
this
have to be
wicket,
very,
morely on this
yeah.
wicket.
And the thing I'm surprised is that India know this. Like it's not like they don't know. They know that Kuldeep can get wickets on this pitch. They know exactly what the pitch was going to be, unless it's a surprise for them. I'm sure that they knew it was going to be flatter. So like if you know, have the information, I think you have the resources. Use those resources. That's all I'm saying. TK, like I understand you don't like Aksar Patel has played really well for you and everything in the past, and even in this series he's batted well. But you have to look ways to win the game. And like in this situation, I'm like, man, damn, this guy could get you breakthroughs. It doesn't guarantee that he's going to win you the game, but it's
But he
just
can get
something a
you.
bit different. Yeah,
Yeah.
just tactics here and there. That's why you need to get it right. And I used to like criticize Virat Kohli at that time as well in terms of tactics. He used to get combinations wrong quite a bit of times. If you see the World Test Championship final, उसमें भी उन्हें गलत कर दिया था. I think he went in with two spinners or something, man. I don't know what he did, but like उसमें भी गलत कर दी. So like you have to also criticize Rohit Sharma like when it comes to the squad selection, team selection at times. But at the end of the day, it's still a very good wicket to bat on, and India still has to bat. I think they'll score a lot of runs, and the test match is not done yet. We don't know what the result will be. It looks like it might be a draw. Australia might win, but you never know. If India scores 700, anything can happen.
Yeah, but like we have to stand the whole day and not just take risky shots and stuff because Rohit Sharma does have a tendency to एकदम से फिर के मारने को चले आता.
That's वही
So
problem हो सकता, but I think he'll be okay.
Shubman Gill looked good for whatever amount of time he was out there. He was looking good, confident, and yeah, I mean, I think Mitchell Stark against. I think Rohit Sharma was telling him something like, "I'll handle it" or something like that. ऐसे यूं शक्ल से यूं कर दिया था.
He
There was
faced
interesting.
first ball.
एक और मजेदार सीन था ड्यूरिंग द मैच. आई थिंक वो शुभमन गिल came down to
Ball
track and
घूम गया
smacked
था.
बॉल घूम गया था. फिर बॉय ढूंढा कैसे किया था. अच्छा, it was good. That
Ravi
was
Shastri was commentating like it's a WWE match between
yeah.
the ball and
Oh,
the
the big
guy.
man falls down. Oh, उसका बैलेंस भी आउट हो रहा था
He's
बेचारे
down
का.
and out.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So,
वो तो जबरदस्त था. Ravi Shastri. अरे मार्को कहाँ चले गया?
I think चलेगा गुस्से में आके.
भिजा दिए उसको.
जाने शायद उसको. I
अरे
think.
मालूम करो भिजाए क्या है या उन्हें खुद से क्या?
Hey Ross तो है उन्हें अपनी पिंक कलर की टोपी डाल के रहता
Marco
है
was
रोजी
good,
में.
man. Marco was good. It's good banter with these guys. I don't know, like, bro. The problem with you guys, Fez. You guys just make fun of people. You don't know how to take it when you get made fun of. This is the problem. Yes. So, and from what do you call it? From Australia's point of view, again, we have to, Lord Cameron Green. I think that is the story as well for me. Like, he's already played 20 test matches. I think that's incredible. And he got his first 100 now. You might think that, it's taken him a long time, but this guy has a long career ahead of him, all formats. We saw in the T20s against India, like he batted so good opening the batting as well. I think when was it, in August or September when Australia toured, and now again in the test match he scored 100. He looks very impressive, and if this guy just needs to stay fit. His only concern is injury. He's going to be the player to watch out for in all formats. Cameron Green.
Yeah, and like considering the way he played 20 test matches के हिसाब से तो नहीं लग रहा था. It looks like he was much more experienced in India. And he had a very good reach now. उसका like आराम से आके like वो height के हिसाब से भी इतना defend करना मुश्किल रहता. But credit to him. And then he knows how to accelerate the innings also. अच्छे 2-3 cover drives मार देता, boundary मिल जाती और gaps ढूंढ लेता अच्छे से. So yeah, he's definitely, and bowling wise also he's a very good bowler. He gets in the overs, and yeah, definitely one to watch out for. What do you think? Will Bangalore win, or do you think UP will fail?
I think UP will win. Bangalore collapsed, man. They had a good start. They batted really well in the beginning. Elisa Perry was batting pretty good, and then she just ran out of partners and she got out as well. That partnership between Divine and Perry that looked like threatening, and then after that it just collapsed. Sophie Eccleston and Deepti Sharma. Remember the names. 4 wickets for Sophie, 3 for Deepti. They just put the pressure on RCB and made them crumble. Like really good spin bowling. RCB still have a chance. It's not over yet, but it looks very difficult. Very difficult.
And I think they got Wolvard in this game because he was the substitute.
No, she's in Gujarat, not in UP.
Bethmoni, right, okay.
Bethmoni. They have Elisa Healy at the top. UP. They have Elisa Healy. They have what's her name? Shweta Shirawat, Talia McGrath, Deepti Sharma, Grace Harris is
Talia
back.
McGrath played very good in the last match. She was the only one who stood up for UP.
Sophie can bat as well. Grace Harris, we saw what she did in the first game. Smashed it. So they have enough batting. They know what the score is ahead. I will be surprised if RCB win. I think it's going to be Gujarat's victory. It's been
भाई
fun
भाई
though. It's
मुंबई
been good.
मुंबई को
First,
हराएंगे कैसे? मुंबई को कोई भी, मुंबई को कैसे हराते भाई?
फाइनल में हरा सकते हैं. हरमनप्रीत tends to get stressed out in finals.
रन आउट कर देना।
सेमीफाइनल्स, फाइनल्स कुछ तो हो सकता है. मिचेल जॉनसन की आवाज थोड़ी ज्यादा सॉफ्ट नहीं है. हाँ, लाइक मेरे को थोड़ा टाइम लगा लाइक पहचानने के. लाइक थोड़ा सॉफ्ट है मिची. You can Mark
Good.
Wahlberg. I don't know what it is, bro. Like why he left, why they took him out.
एक तो
Like
वो MKD के दोनों कार्तिक 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 कॉलिंग कार्तिक को जा रहा वहां पे,
दिनेश कार्तिक और वो कौन है दूसरा,
मुरली कार्तिक।
दीपताज गुप्ता. उन लोग मुरली कार्तिक, दीपताज गुप्ता, they were like bossing the commentary game. Then Ravi is back now,
Yeah.
showing who's boss. uh,
There was one very funny incident during the last match when India came out to bat. It's like Dinesh Karthik, like even in this scenario where you have like 2 hours to go, you would see Virender Sehwag come out and smash it.
yeah, I remember he said
And Ravi Shastri like, no, I don't think so. नहीं
that.
नहीं, ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता, कोई भी इतना पागल नहीं है बोल के उन्हें बोल दिया, तो एकदम से खामोश हो गया वहां पे उन्हें। I don't know.
Yes, sir. But yeah, overall things are looking a bit tricky. But I think let's see what happens. Tomorrow is the day for India to pile up the runs, take the बदला लेने का मौका है. इतना फील्डिंग करे, इतने थक गए होंगे. Did you see the fruits also? Like पूरा stick
Yeah,
ले
watermelon watermelon on ice.
Zabardast though, like yeah, they're keeping cool, but now they can keep their feet up, and hopefully the batsmen score the bulk of the runs. You need Rohit and Shubman Gill to pass the 150 mark, I think, and then Virat Kohli, Pujara have to step it up. They need to get some big scores, and then Iyer, and you have the batting after that. If you can get to 350 for 2, for example, then you have the batting that can take you to 500, 600. It's now about these guys laying the foundation, then the middle order capitalizing at that, then the lower middle order finishing it off. That's how India have to approach it. Take it session by session, 1 hour, over by over also, because right now the wicket is not doing much. Just play the ball on its merit. You will have scoring opportunities, and let's see when it turns. Then we'll have an idea if it becomes difficult. पता नहीं मुझे डीके का ज्ञान सुन के गुस्सा क्यों आता है. जब इतना पता था तो वर्ल्ड कप में कुछ कर लेता भाई.
वो कराना और इंजर हो गया था।
नहीं देखो, लाइक अब जॉब्स अलग है, राइट. लाइक अब बोलने का काम है, तो हाँ, हम भी लाइक कभी खेले नहीं क्रिकेट इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे. गली में खेले, गार्डन में खेले. हम बड़े बड़े ओपिनियंस देते रहते, बोलते रहते, इसको मत खिलाओ, इसको नहीं
बट
खिलाओ.
अच्छा भी है उसका लेवल ऑफ नॉलेज. लाइक आई वुड क्रेडिट कि ही हैज गुड नॉलेज एंड द वे ही पुट्स हिज पॉइंट अक्रॉस. उनके द्वारा सीखने को भी मिलता है.
Like everybody has their positives and drawbacks. There's certain things you might not agree what he says. There's certain things that like you will agree. Looks like RCB makes 4 losses and matlab a 4 loss streak. And that is very shocking.
Undertaker का streak तोड़ देंगे.
Yeah, it's very shocking and surprising when you see the team, but then when you see the franchise, it becomes normal. It's become the new norm for RCB to lose. And unfortunately, man, it's going to be terrible. Like they're not going to make it to the finals, man. It doesn't look like it. They might come bottom of the table if they lose this game. They need to somehow suck a result out of this, create something, some magic, and basically win this game. It looks very difficult again. RCB, men, women, it's been tough, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's something wrong with that. They just change the name of the brand. I think Royal Challengers नहीं चल रहा, दूसरा brand ढूंढो.
मैं बोला था, like the similar thing with Mumbai, but Mumbai, like just the foreign players are doing everything with ball and bat. I mean, with RCB there is weaknesses there. There are, like, if you see again, like the men's team, number 3 का issue है, फिर number 5 का issue है, फिर number 8, 9, 10, फिर bowling का issue है. तो है वहाँ पे problems. Like you have Elisa Piri, you have Smithy, you have Richa Ghosh, and you have Heather Knight, and then after that in between, like it's not stringing into a team, right? Like it's not leading, it's not functioning. Yeah, it's not balanced. जैसे उन्हें दोनों अच्छा start कर रहे थे. Sophie Devine भी है. Sophie Devine and thing were batting so well, and एकदम से collapse हो गए भाई. वहाँ पे दीप्ति भी है, Kilstone पे है. They look much more organized. Even the UP team, they look more organized than RCB today. So
I think there's more dependency on the star power in RCB than.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like a system, man. It's not like free flowing. यहाँ पे like ऐसा दिख रहा कि भाई इन्हें मार दिया, इन्हें मारा भी तो हार जाएंगे, वैसा है. Like
Uh,
when Virat Kohli like scored 8 centuries and lost the final, it's like that. Like कोई guarantee नहीं है. Issues they are too invested in branding. नहीं तो सानिया मिर्जा का क्या sense है? Bhai, I understand that, but they still have players, and yeah, like they can still win games. I don't know why they what the problem is. Yeah, they are
they're
invested
the
in branding,
they're,
but like
are they
I'll
the
give
only
you an
ones who have
example.
like the director who's a foreigner? Like is are the RCB the only team होने जो चश्मा में रहता है? I forgot his name.
Mike Hisman, yeah, he was the coach and now he's the director.
Yeah,
उन्हें न्यूजीलैंड का है कमेंटेटर भी कमेंट्री भी करता है उन्हें बट फैज मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ लाइक यू कैन करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग बट इन द फर्स्ट आईपीएल टीम टू मेक प्रॉफिट वाज हु
yeah,
केकेआर
RCB. Okay.
KKR first team to make profit okay and what did they invest in branding what did they invest in the jerseys, music, this, that, shor sharaba. But then end में आके like they realized they made some here tweaks. They still kept their branding going. They made some tweaks in terms of management and everything, and then they won 2 IPLs.
Yeah, I mean the first IPL में Shah Rukh Khan was getting too involved with Butch Buchanan, so इसलिए there were a lot of rifts in the
Second season
locker.
में हाँ मेरे को याद है
Yeah,
South
there were
Africa
two
में.
problems because he thought he knew cricket, and then Shah Rukh Khan also admitted himself that I thought I just got overboard because I'm an enthusiast, sports fan or whatever.
Yeah.
Either I just think that they have everything. You can't complain about anything at RCB. They have good coaches. They had Anil Kumble at one time. They had कौन कौन की था and owners wise they're giving you whatever you want. यहाँ तक के cheerleaders भी Washington Wizards के लेके आ गए थे if you remember the first season. Yes, branding
But
है
then
and
look
stuff.
again, RCB. Then again, they did tweak like KKR tweak. They tweaked. They improved. First time they bought a test team. Then they improved on that. They bought T20 players. After that, they bought even better players, and they built a team. Right, but they just didn't cross the line. Like 3 times, like 3 finals, they didn't cross the line, and that's why they don't have a trophy. Whereas KKR crossed the line. You could say it's fine margins. You can say it's luck, but there's something there which is not working because when they're not making the finals, then you have those bad performances and people will start making fun of you because once you come last, second last, and everything, then people will say isme kuch galat hai. But that's the thing. They've made tweaks also. They've tried to improve the team, but they still have not got that silverware, which is weird because they're right up there in terms of branding. They're right up there in terms of image, right up there in terms of squad strength. A lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time. But there's small errors that they make, whether that's in
As
decision
simple as,
making.
man, you take out the team of 2009, Deccan Chargers and Bangalore. On any day, Bangalore would have killed us, man, with the team that they had. You can't, you had to beat us. So I think it's just something like maybe mindset or maybe mentality of the team. It's not together. I don't know if there's like star power overpowering the youngsters or something. If वैसा माहौल है, I don't know. Uh, मेरे को तो ये जो बंदा है हेज में ज्यादा कुछ फर्क नहीं दिखता. He only comes and like does these kind of things where he gets Sania Mirza or some kind of thing. Like cricket is like about जितना आप साथ में खेल रहे हो उतना अच्छा है and it's just maybe the changes. I don't know what it is, but अब हैदराबाद को ले लो आप on the other hand, they don't have anything. Star power एक आध चीज है, but we're not dependent on that. Like if you take Bangalore's team, Virat Kohli doesn't perform, AB de Villiers doesn't perform, who there they have like खत्म वहीं खत्म हो जाती है आधी जान. And the players feel that. In Hyderabad, definitely the players don't feel that. They take it upon themselves and like you'll see like random like क्या है, Khalil Ahmed कुछ तो भी मार दिया, राशिद खान आके कुछ तो भी मार दिया एक जमाने में, या वार्नर अगर जल्दी आउट हो गया तो भी गिव अप की टेम्परामेंट नहीं है. बट एज अवेयर आई थिंक बैंगलोर में है वो चीज. दे जस्ट गिव अप.
South Africa players are not going to be available for a couple starting matches in IPL due to Netherlands series. I don't think they're going to play. Markram is coming,
Yeah.
bro. He's going to
Yeah,
captain.
Markham is the captain, bruv, and Klassen also is going to come.
अरे भाई एक बार डबल चेक कर लो मेरे को ऐसा नहीं दिख रहा कि उन्हें कैप्टन करने वाला
Due
नेदरलैंड्स.
to Netherlands series, only maybe if they want to take revenge for that T20 World Cup, I don't know.
During that time of the series, Markham was going to be wearing orange, the Netherlands color. उसमें भाई प्रॉफिट्स तो शीट्स पे होते हैं. एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कंट्रोल कर सकती है अपने एनुअल रिपोर्ट में लॉस दिखाना और टैक्स बचाने के लिए बहुत कंपनीज ये करती है. हाँ देखो कर सकते हैं मगर आई नो जो हमारे को पता है जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है हमारे पास ये इन्फॉर्मेशन था कि केकेआर hit profit first, right? So like, and I'm just trying to say that like they focused on branding, they focused on marketing. If you look at every year, they have like a music video out. They do things. KKR as well. They go out of. They have like what's it called?
I mean that's their star power,
Events.
right? Like Shah Rukh Khan is a guy who is Bollywood oriented and
Yeah, yeah, they
stuff
have
like that. They'll
parties,
do
they
that.
have everything. Like, like I remember after the wins, he goes into the dressing room and the kuch party karte rehte, kuch jo bhi hai. But look, they've won 2 trophies. Like that's what I'm saying. You can still do that and win cricket games.
You
Still
can do
party hard
it.
and play hard.
You can have the worst team in the IPL and win.
Yeah, you can, man. Like like you mentioned, like David Warner, Adam Gilchrist, both. You wouldn't say they had the best teams, but
Yeah.
they really worked on it. Yeah, they had good players, no doubt, but they worked on it, and RCB
And we
have
won
better teams than that.
5 and 5, man. That's like the toughest thing we did. We won 5 and 5 to qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah, and that one became third or something, right? उन लोग से हारे थे दिल्ली से.
दिल्ली से हारे थे अपन.
Yeah. So yeah, well, let's see now. The women, they still have to defend this total. If they do lose this game, it looks very bleak. I think the chances to qualify for the playoffs. It's 4 teams qualify first out of 5.
No, so the top three, I think they will go to the playoffs. I wonder which is इसका format है कि I'm not sure, but I'm thinking, top three will go to the playoffs, where the first one will be directly in the final. I think the second and the third team play a semi-final.
Okay, so there's no the 4 and 5 get eliminated.
Yeah.
हाँ, तो आरसीबी के लिए मुश्किल हो गया भाई. आई डोंट थिंक स्पेशली अगर आज हार गए तो उन लोग को ऐसा टर्न अराउंड करने इट विल बिकम अ बिट डिफिकल्ट.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also whoever's watching, make sure you like and subscribe. Let us know what's your prediction tomorrow. How many runs are India going to make? What's the going to be the end score of tomorrow's at the end of tomorrow's day's play, and who's going to be the highest scorer? Who's going to take wickets for Australia? Yeah, Faiz, make your quick predictions.
I feel India will go off to a good start. Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill will take us to probably 150 odd runs, and then I think then the collapse will start.
I'm saying India will end the day at 360 for 2. Pujara and Virat Kohli batting.
Oh, 360 for 2. Big call. That's a huge call.
ग्रेस हैरिस अकेले ही चेस कर लेगी, ये तो बहुत मारती है. या ग्रेस हैरिस मैन बीन ग्रेट. लाइक द फर्स्ट इनिंग्स आल्सो द फर्स्ट मैच जो मैच जिताई थी, जबरदस्त खेली थी उन्होंने आखिरी. South Africa players are supposed to arrive for IPL on 29 March. Now they'll arrive on 3rd April. Will only miss one match at the most. Sunrisers first game is 2nd April. Remember, I still think that Markram is going to be there for that game against
Yeah,
Rajasthan.
100%. Like Netherlands, and with all due respect to them, they did beat South Africa. वो खुन्नस निकालने जा रहे तो I don't know, but we need
Unless they
Markram.
want revenge properly.
Abraham, please go and send him Markram, please. Markram,
See, the
classmate
problem
can
is he's
stay.
South Africa captain now as well. That's the issue.
बहुत responsibility दी थी बच्चे को बोलने.
प्रॉब्लम यही है. नहीं तो ने हल्लू ऐसा पतली गली से आ जाता था उन्हें, but now I don't know. Yeah, he might miss one game. If he misses one game, no problem. I don't know who's going to captain, but we'll have, someone will. Maybe
अभी तो आ गया ना, आज नया ऐड है आईपीएल का. रोहित शर्मा, हार्दिक पांड्या और तीसरा कौन था यार,
वो जो शूटिंग कर रहा था उन्हें याद है.
केएल राहुल and these guys were there.
मैं भेजा था तुम्हारे को शूटिंग की वीडियो.
तो वो ऐड आ गया फाइनली आज. क्या कि कॉइन टॉस.
How do you feel to see the green screen and now without the green screen?
Yeah, मेरा कैप्टन तो नहीं है, तो I don't care. When it comes to the city, no Rohit Sharma, no Hardik Pandya, no KL Rahul.
No KL Rahul.
Never
Yeah,
even KL. Never KL Rahul, in fact.
we still have time for the IPL. Where tomorrow is the 3rd day's play in Ahmedabad. We'll also look at the Sri Lanka New Zealand game because that's going to be very valuable in terms of the WTC. And Chirag bhai, आप बोले मेरे को 2-0 नहीं जीतने वाले. अभी तो अगर श्रीलंका ये जीत गई तो फिर कुछ भी हो सकता है second test में. They might still win, make it 2-0. कुछ भी हो सकता है. It's going to be nervy times for India if they lose this or draw this and Sri Lanka win. But only time will tell. We'll cover those games tomorrow, Faiz. Anything else that you would like to discuss?
Nothing. Just saw Zalmi score 242 मार दिया आज भी. And yeah, I mean, Cadmore 38 of 18 again, man. This guy is insane. मैंने दुबई प्रीमियर लीग या जो भी IL T20 से मार लेते आ रहा भाई ने.
Last year से मार रहा हूँ, T10 में भी मार रहा था. Vicky also came and hit a 6. 350 strike rate.
विकी का तो परसों मारे यार, बहुत बुरा मारे विकी को.
मुल्तान चेस कर सकती नहीं कर सकती, ये बताओ.
मुल्तान का मुश्किल है यार. They don't have who do they have? They have Shan Masood. Risley is there, but Riley Russo and Tim David, these guys. अगर ना बीच में शुरू हो गए तो then yes, still a chance because Tim David's also in good form and Riley Russo has had decent innings. So yeah, maybe. But ये हारी बाबर तो मसला हो जाएगा. Babar
The
has
last
to
ODI
this.
between Spain Netherlands is on 2nd April. आ जाता हूँ. Highlights देखे मैंने Sri Lanka innings. They were too lucky, man. But they're on top, bro. Chirag bhai, whether they're lucky or not, they're on top right now. They're in control. But let's see what happens. Still a lot of cricket to play in both test matches. And the South Africa West Indies, it looks like South Africa dominating that. Incredible innings from Bavuma. We will get you the rest tomorrow. Thank you everybody for joining. Make sure you like and subscribe. Faz, I will catch you tomorrow as well. Have a good night's rest, and it's going to be busy times ahead. So take care, and I will catch you. Peace out.